Coming up on today's episode, we're getting to what happened on Thursday Night Football. Big win for Detroit. And Dallas falters. Big question marks. George Pickens. We're getting into his play on Thursday night. And also the Week 14 marquee matchups. We got some huge games. Big divisional matchups as well. All that coming up. Everybody, welcome to Sports Talk from the Crib. I'm your host, Tanner Christian. We got a lot in store today. We got some big matchups heading into Week 14 in the NFL. You know, first, if you're new, episodes are every Tuesday. It is Friday, with temporary Saturday morning for the time being, so you'll see new episodes on Saturday morning. It's available on all streaming platforms. Check out the website, sportstalkfromthecrib.com. Social media, Feel the Heat Entertainment, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, you name it, we are on it. You'll see Coco and I do our game picks every Sunday. We do some Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, you know, for the NFL season. So subscribe, follow, give us a little shout out in there, get your notifications on as we're trying to get the YouTube channel going now. We're going to see new pics of myself, or videos of myself. I don't know if you want to see me like that, but videos discussing various sport topics that we coming to the channel as well. So Feel the Heat Entertainment, go check it out on there. Let's hop into it. You know, Thursday football night. These teams played on Thanksgiving, so they had a week to prepare, and it kind of didn't look like that on the defensive side of the ball. Lions came out with a big victory, 41-30 over the Dallas Cowboys. You know, Dak Prescott, 376 yards, TD. They threw a couple of interceptions. Jahmyr Gibbs looked unstoppable. He had 3 touchdowns, 43 rushing yards, 77 receiving yards. Amon St. Brown, it was word of he may not play. He played pretty well, man. 6 receptions, 92 yards on a hurt ankle. He looked pretty healthy to me. CeeDee Lamb for the Cowboys, big note, had 121 receiving yards, but left right before halftime with the concussion. So they were without him for the second half. But the biggest story from this game, George Pickens. Man, what in the earth were you doing out there? 5 catches, 37 yards on the night, right? In a game Dallas desperately needed to keep their playoff hopes alive. I mean, they still have a slim chance of getting in, but you gotta need a miracle. You need to win out, and hopefully the Eagles just lose out, and these other teams just kind of lose. So the Lions stay in the playoff hunt with their big win. They're only a game behind the Packers right now. So, and they have a big game with the Bears. So Bears leading the division at the moment. So the Lions are hanging on in the hunt for the wild card at the moment. But the Cowboys, I think their season is pretty much done. But let's talk about George Pickens, man. Numerous occasions where it just seemed like he was disinterested and not giving too much effort. And Dak was pretty frustrated. There was a deep ball thrown, kind of this let up. And it's like, yo, you got to go make the grab, man. There was another one near the sideline. Came back to the ball. They kind of jogged down the field, came back, dropped the pass. You know, there was the opening play of the second half with a quick slant route. The ball goes off a shoulder pad, gets picked off. Detroit is like, man, this is our chance for us to get back up. And then despite all of this, Dallas was in the game to the end, and then, you know, they couldn't stop Detroit. Their defense was back to being their defense. But George Pickens, man, a guy who they traded for, you know, this past offseason from Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh got him out of there for kind of the same reasons. Now this year, George Pickens has been awesome. For the most part, man, he's been balling out here. He's in a contract year. He'll be a free agent after this year. So he's been out there balling. He looks like one of the best wide receivers in the league, especially when CeeDee Lamb missed that time. Looked like the Cowboys didn't really miss a beat on offense. He was catching everything. Yards. He just had a big game the previous week. You know, he had a big game on Thanksgiving against the Chiefs. Man's getting 100 receiving yards and touchdowns, man. But in this game, I'm going to be honest. Looking at him, He looked a little zooted out there. I mean, it looks like he was just, in another planet, if you will, for this game. But the lack of effort, we've seen it. We see sometimes he gets frustrated when he gets those double teams. All night long, Detroit was double teamed, especially when CD Lamb went out. That whole second half, man, the guy was getting double teamed, but still, he was open, dropping passes. Not giving full effort, not really providing much in the game that Dallas desperately needed. And man, you're in a contract year, so you know what's going to happen, right? All season come along, we're going to pay you, man. You could possibly get $35 to $40 million a year. You went out and just balled out every game. But with performances like this, and then it makes people think what happened in Pittsburgh. So now it doesn't matter how great you've been this year. They're going to remember this because they're going to be like, is this going to happen more often than not? Are you going to be giving your 100% every game? Games that matter the most. Or are you going to be like a day ago and not really seem like you care? Now, I don't know what was all going through George Pickens' head, but like I said, he looked a little zooted out there. But this is what they're going to remember. This is what the GMs, what their owners are going to remember. They're going to be like, hey, man, this guy has crazy talent. He could be one of the best wide receivers in this league. But are we going to put up with it? Because he gives us games like this. And they're going to remember games like this more than the games you did out there and you balled out. So keep it in mind, George Pickens. You got 4 games to close out the year. Put on some good performances, man. Redeem yourself. Get your money next year. You know he's a heck of a player, man. He's a heck of a player. He really is. A heck of a player, athlete, man. He's just got to keep his mind right. And the scariest part about it, I guess, was what these owners are going and GMs are going to have is if we do give him the money, what happens next? Does it become worse? I mean, those are the conversations they're going to have amongst each other. So he really has to show himself like, hey, man, wasn't myself this game. Make a story up or something. I wasn't myself. I have a lot going on in my head coming off Thanksgiving. I'm going to go out here and perform these last 4 games. Up into the Week 14 matchups now. We got some good ones. We got some better ones than we had last week. Last Sunday, put it that way. There wasn't a whole lot. But this one, let's start off with the Cincinnati Bengals at the Buffalo Bills. Huge game out there at Orchard Park, man. Because, Joe Burrow returned last week for Thanksgiving. I mean, they just dominated the Baltimore Ravens, 32-14. It was just, horrible performance by the Ravens, put it that way. But Bengals, Joe Burrow's back. The belief is on. The Bills have been struggling a little bit here and there, okay? You don't know what's offensively what they're going to do, and their defense, this doesn't seem to be all there. I don't know how to explain the Buffalo Bills. They look great, then all of a sudden they get away from the running game and stuff, and things happen. So for the Bills, they're looking to me the wild card. I don't think they're going to catch the Patriots because the Patriots' schedule is just so damn easy right now. I think the division is kind of going to be out for Buffalo. But 8-4, it's a big game to stay in this wild card hunt. Because everybody seems this AFC is right there around this 8-4 mark. So you got too many teams. So they can't afford to lose this one at home. As for the Bengals, they have to win this game. And they really think, a lot of experts like Joe Burrow's back. Look out for the Bengals. I mean, it's a tough place to play. You got to go in Buffalo and win, for one. They're 4-8. The AFC North stinks. Steelers at 6-6. Ravens at 6-6. Both of them look horrible. Especially last week. So you don't really know what to expect. I don't know. Maybe the Bengals lose this game and then win out. And then they get in somehow. I don't know. They're 3-1 in the division. They got the legs up. As for the Bills, it's just, I expect them to win this game at home. Josh Allen, the guys, I expect them to get it after this defense. Even though Cincinnati's defense played great last week, I think a lot of it has to do with the hobble Lamar Jackson. And then it's their incompetent offense that you see That's been going on for the last 2-3 days. They look great. They can put up points, and all of a sudden they just have these dead spills. And same way with Pittsburgh. Their Pittsburgh's offense hasn't looked great in about 5 years. So Cincinnati, the hopes is up. We got I think maybe T. Higgins will play this game. We'll see. Jamar Chase, of course, he loves having Joe Burrow back because that's one of the best 1-2 punches in the league. Do we really think Joe Burrow and the Bengals going to go into Buffalo and win this game? The key matchup is this: Can the Bengals, this defensive line, can they get at Josh Allen? Are they going to be able to do that? Are they going to be able to win the line of scrimmage in the run game with James Cook? That's the big matchup. I just can't see. I know they played better last week. They kept Lamar Jackson in check, but this is a different beast, man. Lamar Jackson's a little how Josh Allen isn't hurt. He's a bigger guy. Okay? That's the big matchup for me in this game. And if the Bengals can somehow do the same thing on their offensive side of the ball, I get it. Maybe Chase Brown, run game. It has to be a part of this offense. And everything can't just be from shotgun lining up and just chucking it. So it's a matchup to watch. Can James Cook, Josh Allen control this game, and they can just beat up the defensive line for the Cincinnati Bengals? If they do, they're going to win. If the Bengals can somehow stop this run game, because the passing game is non-existent in Buffalo, keep Josh Allen in check, keep that run game with James Cook in check. Tough task, but you got a shot. And if you give Joe Burrow a shot, like a 30-27 type of game, I could see it happening. But Joe Burrow's only going to be his second game back from the injury, too. That's going to be in play here. But I'm going to take Buffalo at home. I know the hype train for Cincinnati is real. The hype train for everybody was real. The hype train was good when Dallas was winning the games and they lose, right? The hype train was good when the Eagles were winning games. Now they're losing, and everybody's off that. The hype train keeps being right for the Chiefs despite them losing. Because we just want to believe it. This is a different year. NFL is pretty tight this year. But I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills. Everybody seems kind of equal, and they have major flaws, right? I got the Bills at home. Who would have thought this next matchup would be what we think it is? AFC South matchup. Colts at the Jags, man. They're both teams 8-4. They're going up for the division. They got Houston in the rear view. That started off 0-3, and then they're winning the games now too. So Colts have lost 3 of 4 after the hot start. Looking like the best team in the league. Danny Dimes out there became Daniel Jones again. Not dropping dimes anymore. The Jags have won 3 of 4, including 3 straight. They have that one big bad loss to Houston when they came back from like 30 points, 24 points, whatever it was. They're Houston. So the Jags have actually been kind of on the roll. Colts been hobbled a little bit. Jonathan Taylor's been kept in check over the last couple of weeks. And here's an interesting stat about the Colts. For some reason, they can't win in Jacksonville. They haven't won in Jacksonville since 2014. Not 20. No, I didn't say 2024. I said 2014. It's been almost 11 years. It's been 11 years since they're the divisional opponent. How have you not won in there in this long? You guys play each other once a year in Jacksonville. You haven't won since 2014. That's crazy. Think about it. And another thing about it is Jonathan Taylor. I think he's played 4 years. Him comes in there at Jags. He has never scored a touchdown there. He only has 170 yards combined rushing, playing in Jacksonville. That's some kind of mystique over this team in Jacksonville, I guess. And Jacksonville always wants to play in London. One of their home games in London. I think one of the actual home games they played, the Colts, was in London. But okay. For some reason, there's just a mystique that the Colts just can't win in Jacksonville. We'll see if Trevor Lawrence can live up to this, man, because you don't know who you could trust. These teams are 8-4. So it's like, which team's going to show up? I got to roll with Jacksonville in this one. I'm going to trust Trevor Lawrence. Just because of the mystique. Like I said, like Colts just seem to not win in Jacksonville. Someone roll with Jacksonville in this one. I expect them to take the lead, and the Colts keep faltering. I mean, the trade for Sauce Gardner, we knew was going to help, right? He may not. I think he got injured for him, so he may. I got to double check and make sure if he's even playing. But now, like I said, they haven't played yet this year, so they do meet again in Week 17. So this is a big game, and that Week 17 game, they decided to visit him. I just keep seeing the Colts faltering. Like the Colts, I feel like they just jumped out, got so lucky in the beginning, and I just can't see them continuing to be good like this. And Jonathan Taylor, man, he's the one that's got to take on the load and he was having an MVP type season to start, but kind of faltered off, like I said, in recent weeks. All right, the next one. Oh, my goodness, the AFC. It's just dominating with these matchups, right? Steelers and Ravens, both teams 6-6. Both teams is in a little disarray, despite, hey, we've been ridiculing both of them. We've been saying, hey, maybe it's time for Mike Tomlin to finally get out of Pittsburgh. Maybe it's time for John Harbaugh to finally get out of Baltimore. These two teams have struggled. Despite this, whoever wins the game is leading the division and can get into the playoffs. Yeah, playoffs. We're talking about playoffs. Yeah. Hopefully somebody wants to win the game. Oh, man. Aaron Rodgers made play. He was getting beat up. Old man Aaron Rodgers needs to retire, in my opinion. But, hey, you know why? He's at 2,086 passing yards, 19 TDs, 7 picks on the year. Bro, you only got 2,000 passing yards. Why is DK Metcalf only running drag routes in these little short hitches? Get him down the field. Pass the ball down the field, Aaron. Hey, Aaron. I don't get it. And as for the Ravens, Lamar Jackson, I can see you being hobbled, but where's Derrick Henry? I haven't mentioned his name all year since the beginning of the year when he fumbled. Where's he been? So both these teams, they do have the greatest thing is their finale to the regular season is in Pittsburgh. So Baltimore and Pittsburgh play each other for a finale. That game could decide the division. But this, as for right now, we're talking about this team, both 6-6. Yeah, I mean, I can't see any one of these teams getting into a wild card berth. So whoever wins the division is in the playoffs, put it that way. Because I just don't see. There's no way there's two teams coming out of this. And if you lose this game, you're too far back into the wild cards. There's too many teams. So both teams 2-1. Like I said before, the Bengals are a 3-1 in the division as of right now, and they're 4-8. And they're 2 games out. Joe Burrow returned, and people are saying Cincinnati is going to run the table and win this division. We'll see. But right now, who you going to pick? Steelers or Ravens? I don't know who to pick. Baltimore got embarrassed last week at home. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know who to pick. I'm not going with Aaron Rodgers. I can't. If this man starts, man, I'm not picking Aaron Rodgers. Old man Aaron Rodgers, man. I'm going to go with Baltimore just out of spite. The key matchup, hey, can Aaron Rodgers pass the ball more than 10 yards down the field? That's the matchup in this one. Big matchup in the last one was this Jonathan Taylor. Can he just run against Jacksonville? Can Jonathan Taylor dominate? That was like the matchup for that. I don't even think I mentioned it, but as for in this one, Aaron Rodgers in this pass game passed the ball down the field at all. Can DK Metcalf catch one longer than 10 yards? I mean, that's what you brought him there for and brought him on all that money. That's the key matchup right there. Ravens, Derrick Henry running the football against that Pittsburgh defense that doesn't want to stop anybody. That's what they're going to do to win the game. That's what they need to do to win the game. Stop trying to play hero ball with Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers in the passing game. Stop it. Run the ball. Derrick Henry. Use Keaton Mitchell. I don't know why they don't use that fast guy. For Baltimore fans, probably why doesn't he ever play? I don't understand why he doesn't play here because he's a speed guy. Hill's been out. I think he's even on IR now. It's like, I don't get why Keaton Mitchell's not getting any kind of carries for Baltimore. They have a little change of pace, have some speed on the field to go with Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers. Maybe that would help a little bit. In the run game, give him some more opportunities. Have Derrick Henry in the short yarders and, of course, red goal lines and stuff, But those are the key matchups. Are they going to do it? Who knows? Because these teams don't like to follow the blueprint to win games. So, is TJ Watt and these guys going to get after Lamar Jackson or not? Who knows? His defense is still like he's ever played. Last week was horrible. But I'm going to go with Baltimore in this one. Get the run game going. Get Derrick Henry involved. Play Keaton Mitchell a little bit more here. Get some more speed on the field for those outside zone plays and whatnot. And utilize that play action. Mark Andrews, man, he's got the extension, man. Mark Andrews is still a heck of a tight end. Use him more. So that's the key for the Ravens' victory. I'm going to roll with the Baltimore Ravens in this one. So finally, we're going into an NFC matchup. Another big division one. NFC North, Chicago Bears at the Green Bay Packers. Lambeau Field. Bears 8-3, Packers 8-3-1. Bears coming off that big dominating victory over the Eagles on Black Friday. Ran a ball with 250. That's destroying the Eagles' defensive line. Packers, meanwhile, Jordan Love. Everybody's in love with him now. 4 TDs on Thanksgiving led Packers to a big 31-24 victory over Detroit. This one right here is a big matchup. The Chicago Bears really rely on Caleb Williams. The run game's all been awesome. Ben Johnson, man, hey. Who would have thought he would? I thought I would see a big turnaround because the offensive line's been awesome. It's been totally retooled. They traded, signed, and brought in a whole bunch of different offensive linemen, including some that he had when he was in Detroit formerly. So, he could be one of the first coaches for the franchise. Is like what, George Halas to win 10 of the first 13 games. We gotta go way back. What is that? 1920s. We're going all the way back. So the big key matchup in this game, I want to keep an eye on this one here for the Packers anyway. Like, of course, get the run game going with Josh Jacobs and utilizing him. It needs to be better. Wide receiver Christian Watson, 21 catches, 363 yards in the 6 games he's played. He hasn't gotten hurt. Let's see what he has doing. This game may be a little weather inclement, maybe some snow, some wind going for this in Lambeau Field. So it could be like a ground and pound type game. I'm interested to see if that opens up. Maybe a shot down the field for him. Bears run game, of course, is the other key message. Can they, Green Bay Packers defense, stop this Chicago run game that has flourished in recent weeks? Like I said, they had 250 yards, against the Eagles. Swift on the year has 774. Manange, I'm so sorry. It's so hard for me to say his name. 591 years. So they had a total of 1,365 rushing yards between them. The big injury out for this game is Odunze. Roman Odunze for the Chicago wide receiver. He will be out for this game. So that's a key injury for Chicago side of the ball. Maybe DJ Moore actually gets some playing time and can be himself. He hasn't really looked himself this year, and it seems like every time he's open, Caleb Williams looks the other way. I don't know. But Caleb Williams also has one of the worst completion percentages in the league. So it'll be interesting to see how he can play outside in inclement weather. It's another thing to really watch out for in this game. As for who I have, I'm going to roll with Green Bay. They're at home, man. Like, come on. Like, they seem to have letdowns after big victories. We've seen it versus Carolina. We saw it versus the Cleveland Browns. We see it. Cowboys tied. We've seen it this year. But it's another big divisional matchup, right? I think they're going to play this one good. You got to, right? You're at home. I'm going to roll with them because I think they're going to force Caleb Williams to pass the ball, and they're not going to be able to do it, create a couple interceptions or something for that defense, and Michael Parsons is going to wreak havoc. He loves these type of games. So I got the Packers in this one. All right, next up, big Sunday night football. Houston Texans at the Kansas City Chiefs. Texans Chiefs, man. This goes back to the rivalry. This is kind of turned into like a hidden rivalry, I would say. They've met each other in the playoffs. Texans right now 7-5. Chiefs 8-6. 8-6. Wait, what? Yeah. No. 6-6. I don't know why I'm reading that. I'm like, what? They're always talking. I thought they were barely 7 or 500 and looking on the outside. So, all right. So like, they are 6-6. I'm like, what? What am I reading here? So the Chiefs are 6-6. Yes, 6-6. Texans 7-5. Chiefs, so they lose this game. I think they're done for the playoffs. It's a must-win game for them. The Texans 7-5. They're just a game back. Division now after starting the year 0-3. I think only 5 teams have gotten to the playoffs. So starting that low, I think we gotta go back to the 90s with Houston Oilers, like Ward Moon. I don't remember a team that started 0-3 and made the playoffs. I think we gotta go back at some time here. We gotta check that out. I think that's the last one was maybe the Houston Oilers. Yeah, Oilers. Tennessee Titans used to be called that. For the new guys out here. So Texans were read off 4 straight as well. You know, they were 3-5 and then really looking bad, but they run off 4 straight. 7-5. CJ Stroud is back. And so big key in this game. And this we always talk about the Chiefs offense struggling. There's 0 run game for the Chiefs. But let's take a look in their defense real quick. They only got 22 sacks on the year and 11 turnovers. They're the 5th most penalized team overall in the league. So that's another big problem. Meanwhile, we talk about the sacks, like 22 sacks in the year. The Texans, just a couple weeks ago, had 8 sacks against Buffalo. So Texas, I mean, they already almost got half the sacks in one game that the Chiefs have all year. So it's this Texas defense gets after it. Will Anderson, DeAndre Hunter, man, these guys get after the QB. So that's be a big matchup. That's the key matchup. Can the Chiefs offensive line, I think they have a couple guys out too. Can they keep the Texas D-line in check? Because the Texans don't have to blitz. They can just blitz the 4 guys up front, call it a day, because they're getting after the QB. Pat Mahomes is going to have to escape and run the ball on this one. He's for the Chiefs to have a chance. I think that's the key word. How often is Pat Mahomes going to utilize his legs in this one? Because there's 0 running game at all when it comes to these Chiefs. Pacheco came back last week, only had a couple carries. I mean, Hunt, is he really? We're going to hand the ball off to him all this time? Like, you can't run against them. So that's the big matchup. And the biggest thing is, can C.J. Stroud just complete a little bit to Nico? Can they connect at least a few times in this game to stretch the field and get downfield? So that's a big thing for the Texans. As for who I have, I'm taking the Texans. I've lost belief. I've stopped picking the Chiefs here in recent weeks. I even picked them Cowboys to beat them last week. So I'm off the Chief bandwagon. I just think this team just doesn't have it, and I like the way the Texans are playing, even though their offense is struggling. It's be a low-scoring game. Can the offensive Texans score? No, come on, CJ Stroud. That's like I said. Just connect with Nico Collins a few times down the field. Get some gimme points. You guys come away with this victory. So I got the Texans in this one. All right, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thank you all for joining me here on Sports Talk from the Crib with your favorite sports host, Tanner Christian. Remember, new episodes every Tuesday and now Saturday morning. It's available on all streaming platforms. Check out the website, sportstalkfromthecrib.com. Stream podcasts on there, and check us out on social media. We're Feel the Heat Entertainment. Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, you name it. We're on it. Do a game picks with my dog Coco and I for the game. So give us a subscribe, give a follow up on there. It's Feel the Heat Entertainment YouTube. So go get it. Go on there. You'll see more clips from me as the days progress. We'll try to get daily videos. Daily videos. There we go. I can't speak today, guys. It's the weekend. I'm excited for some football. All right. So thank y'all for joining me. Y'all have a great one. Enjoy the weekend.